Today, we are going to have a look at the prepper lifestyle. We're going to head to Central Texas, where a good friend of mine, Jon Stokes, a former technology writer, lives. He started a tech website called Ars Technica. He now helps run a website called theprepared.com. Obviously, this virus has kind of turned all of us into preppers, hoarding our food and toilet paper and everything else. And so we're going to get some tips from a pro on how to live like a prepper and how to deal with this virus head on. So off we go to see Jon Stokes.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you, but I can't see your beautiful face
I
yet.
just started the video.
There you are.
Got some Texas on the wall back here.
Coming in hot, man. Coming in strong. I like it.
There's this wall, which has like axes and other tools on it.
You guys are going to be doing like video tutorials and stuff, right? And so you're gearing up to do some of that.
That's the plan. Yeah, we're gonna do some lessons.
That is quality.
So yeah, I'm Jon Stokes. I'm deputy editor at theprepared.com, and I was originally more of like a classic Boy Scout. I was a Life Scout. I grew up in hurricane country, Gulf Coast of Louisiana. I knew what it was to bug out for a hurricane, evacuate, that kind of stuff. So I was more along that vein. We sold Ars Technica in 2008, in May of 2008. And then, so I was kind of a newly minted investor, member of the investing class. And then boom, Lehman happens in September. The kind of 1-2 punch of the financial crisis and becoming a father, those both tipped me over into serious prepper territory. And we see that a lot at the Prepared. The first kid is a period when a lot of parents get into this. I kind of became aware that, hey man, the world sort of runs on short-term credit, and this is a weird vulnerability that I didn't know existed. I didn't know that if you couldn't get short-term credit, then there may not be groceries, there may not be clean municipal water, stuff like this. And so then you start thinking, what are the other vulnerabilities? Just like with the Great Depression, there was a generation there that hoarded things and that was thrifty. It's going to leave its mark.
Yeah. How did you approach getting into this whole world?
I had started an outdoor website called alloutdoor.com for a friend of mine who had a company, he had an ad network, and they're like, we want to make our own content site. So I started this site for them. Mostly it was outdoor gear, hunting, shooting, fishing, that kind of stuff. And so I started rolling in the preparedness stuff, and the audience liked it. And I just started writing about it and researching as I wrote about it. I was fortunate in that the same people that owned that site also owned survivalistboards.com. And so I had a connection to the more traditional side of the survival community. There's a little difference between survivalists and preppers. So I was a little more plugged into the survivalist side, but also some of the prepping stuff as it started to.
Have you seen a ton of people, a lot more new people coming to the site?
Yeah, there's been a lot of interest. We've had a lot of new people sign up and join, and there's still maybe some residual stigma around the word prepper. But in terms of the number of people that are engaging in what we would recognize as prepper activities, that's going to go through the roof, and it's going to stay elevated. This is the kind of medium-term food supply. There's some short-term stuff that's in the refrigerators downstairs. We bought an extra fridge. We got a lot of canned food. That's a barrel of rice. I got a cheese wheel. I actually got 2 cheese wheels. And
what kinds you get?
A Dutch Gouda cheese wheel, like a 20-pound wheel, and then I got like a sheep's milk / goat's milk blend cheese wheel. It's protein and fat in there, and it keeps for like 25-30 years. We've got batteries and a charging station, so I do a lot of rechargeable batteries here. That's kind of a little mini attic storage space. It's air conditioned, so that's where there's a lot of long-term food. And so this was a playroom that we turned into like a little mini classroom for the kids, because now they have to go from home. Bunch of games behind me. I've gotten into board games for this.
Can you prepare for a virus the same way as like a natural disaster or something like that?
We try to start with a baseline of you don't make any assumptions. So when we look at the bug out bag, there'll be a lot of stuff in there that's of the nature of, okay, I'm stuck out and there's no services. I've got a clean canteen here. This is a single walled clean canteen. It's not the double walled. because you can boil water in it. A tarp, toilet paper, headlamp, sleeping pad, Daytrex ration block. This is a titanium pot. There's a tinder strand in here so you can light a fire with this stuff. Contractor bags, Ranger bands and fasteners. I've got a folding saw. You want to start with a baseline of super core stuff, having some lighting, having the ability to make a fire, having water, having some food. And then you tweak up from there and prepare for certain other kinds of emergencies. I think the thing to do is to not get complacent and to be ready to take the next step. I really have actually spent a lot of time the past 2 weeks repacking these bags and making sure that we're actually ready to go. I'm looking into our home insurance. Are we insured? If I have to leave this property and I come back and it's trash, do I have everything documented? What about documents that we need? I'm getting those together. A will. So I am hoping for things to get better in the spring. I'm hoping for us to turn the corner and for us to go back to reopen society. But I don't know what's next. And so I'm spending my time as best I can preparing for an even worse case scenario. And that'd be my general recommendation is if you've got time, whatever you can do, you don't have to do all the things. Maybe you're just exercising. Maybe you're going around your apartment, your house, and you're looking for, okay, if I got up in the middle of the night and I had to leave because I was unsafe or for whatever reason, what am I going to take? Put that stuff together. Do it now. You got a minute. You can do it now. The important thing is not to get too attached to any one thing, not to get too attached to a piece of property, to a piece of stuff. You don't want to have that cloud your judgment about what's the safest for you. Hope for the best. Keep preparing for the worst.
Well, man, I appreciate you spending the time and giving us this advice. I'm sorry it sort of took this thing for us to see each other face to face again. We got to do this under happier circumstances next time.
It's okay. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, guys.